In this video, I will be speaking about Euro USD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect of this market, and by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a very strong level of previous monthly support, which was again acting as support here, which lasted as and acted as one last time as support here. And at the moment, as the market is testing it after this break to the downside, it is once again acting as support, and we could expect bullish price action to be created away from this historical support area. Going down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now, from a weekly perspective, we do have some minor resistance at this zone. This is previous weekly support turn resistance. Now, if the market wants to continue higher, it needs to successfully manage to break above this resistance. So more bullish price action could be expected for a potential break above this resistance. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now, here on the daily, the structure is very clear. We currently have a market which is bounded. It is bounded at the bottom from this previous support, which is still acting as support, and at the top, it is bounded by this previous resistance, which is still acting as resistance. Now, until the market will remain in between these two areas, we can just expect more sideways price action. However, if the market here actually manages to create a break above this resistance after the break on the retest of this previous resistance turn support, this is where we would have very good probabilities for a potential rejection to the upside, because at that point, monthly, weekly, and also the daily time frame would all be looking like having bullish structure, because if we get this break also here in the weekly, the resistance would be broken to the upside. So if the market here would successfully manage to create an impulse and a break above this resistance after the break on the retest of the previous resistance turn support, this is where we could be looking for a potential rejection to the upside. Now, as usual, monthly, weekly, and daily, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing, potentially also with students, is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking for a potential rejection to the upside for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis education and update, make sure that you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you, and I will see you in my next breakdown.